Hello, this is the Luxury All-Inclusive Travel Podcast, and my name is Jonathan Pilkington. This episode is part one in a two-part series about Explora Journeys, who is relatively new in the cruise industry. I sailed with them about a year and a half ago, and it was really one of my best cruise experiences of my life. From the beautiful ship to the spacious suite, the amazing food and beverage, and just a fantastic staff, I was really spoiled for life and can't go back. I feel like Explora Journeys is a game changer in the cruise industry. For the level of luxury that they offer, the pricing really is quite reasonable, and it really is an all-inclusive luxury experience. Even Wi-Fi and gratuities are included. There are multiple restaurants you can eat at, and only one is an upcharge. Um, the only thing you pay extra for is shore excursions, which in a way you might consider a positive thing because then you have the ability to choose exactly what you want instead of a short list of things that are included. In this episode, I'm talking with Kathy Liu, who works for Explora Journeys, and you'll learn a bit more about her in a minute. But I did want to mention that anyone who books a sailing with me automatically receives a €150 per person journey experience credit. That's basically an onboard credit, but it's a little different, and we can talk about details when we talk. There may also be additional promotions that apply. Kathy mentions one in this episode. It's actually expired by now, but there's already a new promotion available. Um, and these things are usually combinable, which is great. Also, as a travel advisor, I am here to help you with pre and post cruise hotels, tours, transportation, and anything else you might need. That is exactly what I'm here for. The idea is to make your experience luxurious and stress-free from start to finish. Um, so please like and follow my podcast and contact me with any questions or to book a cruise or other travel. Thank you. Okay, I'm talking with Kathy Liu from Explora Journeys, who is one of the best in the business.
Thank you.
Um, Kathy Liu is a business development manager, and as I see it anyway, a business development manager is kind of a travel advisor's connection to the different companies. So some are good, some are average, some are spectacular. And Kathy Lou is one of those. So I think that relationship is really important because um, you can go book on a website and you and your computer might have a great relationship, but it doesn't really care about your vacation. But when you book with a travel advisor, that's another person who just really wants things to go well for you. And then when we have a great BDM or connection with the company, then that's another person who can really just enhance the experience to make things go better, or if there is a problem to kind of help fix things. Um, so we're going to just talk briefly about Explore Journeys and why they're one of the best cruise lines out there.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, this is very exciting, and thank you so much for having me on your podcast here, Jonathan. And uh, very smart of you to do a brief recap on why this relationship, whether it is with me or with another company, is so important because we work so well together. I mean, besides a working relationship, we have a friendly relationship too. So it does add to me wanting to go the extra mile for you and your clients.
Yeah, I agree. And I was, before we started, I was thinking I'm excited to talk to you. And it's not just because it's about cruising, it's because you're fun to talk to. And it's good to see you, even though we live in the same town.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe can we just start by talking about what makes Explora Journeys unique?
Absolutely. Yeah. So Explore Journeys is a fairly new company that's out in the waters. We call ourselves Ocean Travel. And despite the image that's behind Jonathan right now, yes, we are a ship, but it is like a floating hotel that takes you from place to place. It's not a obviously fixed hotel. It's not your traditional cruise line. Um, And it's just a really unique concept. And I think it's a beautiful blend between, again, hotel, luxury resort, and a luxury cruise line. So it's one of those for those that are nervous about jumping on a ship because in your head you've envisioned a lot of crowds, water slides, rock walls, things like that. It's just not your jam. That is not what you're going to find here on Explore Journeys. And then on the reverse side, hotels, right? Say you go to the Bahamas or you go to Dominico and the weather happens to be really poor. What happens then? You're kind of stuck inside. What's great about being on a vessel is that if the weather's not good on one day, we're moving on to the next. And it's a great little sampler. I always say this, it's a great little appetizer for you to experience different areas. And then, hey, if you find that you really, really love one destination, your next trip can be more immersive, right? So it's a great way, again, to get a taste of what these various destinations might be. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that really got me hooked on cruising. Um, and like you said, if it's a rainy day, I can't, I actually don't remember what you were saying, but the particular sailing I went on, we had some rough weather, and but I was not unhappy
Yeah.
at all. Like,
Again, the ship is built to be a destination in itself too. And that's something I should really lean into some more in my conversations because you're right. Like to not, I find myself struggling when I'm visiting a new port and it's like, oh, it's the FOMO effect. Do I go out or do I spend the day on board? Because on board is just so beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And
Yeah, go
speaking of
ahead.
which, you mind if I show a video on what the ship looks like? Kind of, it's a little type, a little teaser on what she looks like.
Perfect. Let's do it. Oh, I
Great.
have to allow you to share, I think. Let's
Okay.
see.
Can you hear the music?
I do.
That is one of my favorite videos. It kind of gives you like again, like a little teaser of what to expect on board. And it always gives me the chills because I just forget how much I love being on board.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And really is kind of the feel of the experience
hmm
put into a video. That's great. Um, so what's next? Actually, my next question for you, unless you want to say something, is what's next for Explore Journeys?
Oh, great question. I can actually show another slide too, if that's
Okay.
okay. When Explore first started and when you joined the ship to experience it yourself, we only had one vessel, and that was less than 2 years ago.
Right.
Believe it, we had launched August 1st of 2023. Um, and our second ship came out September of 2024. So we literally have two ships, two brand new ships under two right now.
Wow.
And when we first launched, the map that I'm going to show you was a little sparse. I mean, we had one color, two dots realistically, but let me share with you what she looks like now, which is really, really cool. Here we go. Right. I hope you're seeing my slide
I
here.
do, yes.
Okay, great, great, great. Yeah, so it's really cool. We're hitting a lot of new areas and the one color dot originally meant one ship. So Explorer 1 is the red. And within again, t less than 24 months, we have launched itineraries for four ships. And Explorer 3 actually comes out next summer. So that's really, really, really exciting. She's going to be
Yeah.
slightly different from Explorer 1 and Explorer 2. Explorer 4 will be out April of 2027, as you can see here. You can see how she is. And if you can stay with us a little bit longer, um, I've been told in September we're going to be releasing the rest of 2027 into Q1 of 28, and it
Oh,
just goes from there. And what's really cool is not just this slide, but this one. We will have six vessels in the water by sometime in 2028. So it's really, really exciting times for us.
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So basically, you're covering the globe, anywhere that people want to go, anyway.
Basically, yeah. People do ask based on our name, are we hitting the polar regions? Right now, I don't see anything that's taking us to the polar areas, but we are PC compliant. So if we needed to, we can. I just don't see that going. But for the most part, if we're going to stay towards like, you know, the globe where whether it is Asia, all the way to Middle East, all the way, to US and all that, we will be hitting those spots,
Okay.
that band around the globe.
Yeah, exciting.
Thank you.
Um, okay. What else?
Oh, well, I can continue on. So,
Sure.
I do want to show off a couple things.
Yeah.
Um, these are various destinations that we're going to be hitting in the near future. And in this case, with the Mediterranean, I know that this is showing dates for next month and beyond, but that just goes to show we have the inventory, we have the itineraries, and this is again just a couple of examples. We have a whole season in the Med in Western Europe that you can choose from for those late bookers as well. And then it goes into obviously 2026 too. So here are just some examples. Now, these fares are based on today's pricing. It might change, but you can see how incredibly um, valuable it is, right? 4,725 for 7 nights in the Med. I mean, you can't even get a hotel room for that less, with everything that's included with us too.
True.
And here's another example in case you want to stay close to home. We will be in the Caribbean area this fall, starting in November, but we do have dates from November through April of 2026, and then we'll be back in the Caribbean same time next year as well. And you can see how the fares here are incredible as well. 8 nights for, just under $5,000, hitting some really, really unique ports. Like I mentioned before, it's not your traditional Nassau, Ochos Rios, things like that. We're going to St. Bart's. We're going to Antigua. We're going to Dominica, like really, really cool islands that's in the Caribbean there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if you're interested, we also have Northern Europe, and this will be on
Hmm.
Explora 3. Really, really cool ports. Here, great itinerary. One I don't have featured is the one from Reykjavik to Quebec City. I did the
Hmm.
same itinerary back in 2023, and it was phenomenal. So, again, these are just some examples of what we have. And then, of course, if you follow along this routing for Explorer 3, she will be in New York City, Quebec City, going down the eastern seaboard of the US down to Miami. So you can kind of see how she's kind of floating along. Um, and of course, we have a maiden call down to South America and the Amazon, going into Manaus. So really cool itineraries. And one slide I forgot to put in here is Alaska, but we will be in Alaska in 2027. So that's going to be a really, really cool call for us.
Yeah, I think that's very exciting for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Um, yes. So something I think this is true about Explore Journeys. It seems like you don't do a lot of repetitive itineraries. They're mostly different.
Yeah, yeah, that's correct. Most commercial cruise lines will do the same itinerary over and over again. And I'll be honest, I have noticed that with crew, they get bored. And when they're bored, you kind of see it in their service. But whereas in luxury cruising, that is, The ships go where the seasons are, and it's really exciting in that sense, right? So the one, our hosts on board are not bored, and two, it just kind of keeps things exciting. We can't, if you have clients that say, "Oh my gosh, I want to be here at this time," that's the only hesitation is that we're not necessarily always there. But when you find the right itinerary, I say book it because it might not be available later on. However, food for thought. With Explore Journeys, the way we've curated our itineraries is that if you're on board for 7 nights, let's just use Venice to Athens as an example, and you loved it so much, you want to stay on board for another 7 nights, you're not repeating the same ports again. Again, we're not
Hmm.
doing the closed loop. We're taking you somewhere else, and it could be back to Venice, but a completely different itinerary. So
Yeah.
we're not repeating the same ports in that sense.
Right. Yeah, that's really fun. Um, and another thing that I just thought of is airfare. So I think some people get concerned that, oh, I'm going from Venice, I have to fly from Atlanta or wherever to Venice and then
Uh-huh.
Istanbul back to Atlanta. But first you have an air department, is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah.
We do.
Okay. So that's helpful, but also as a travel advisor, we can help with these things. Like it's not two
Absolutely.
one-way trips necessarily that's super expensive. It's considered a multi-city um, ticket
Yeah, yeah.
and
And
it's basically like a round trip.
right, exactly. And our air department is fantastic. We do have contracted rates as well as published rates. So if you have a very specific, I want to stick with Delta Airlines, I want, this particular flight, we can definitely source that for you too. So don't think of us as most cruise lines were like, this is what you get. And it's 3 stops before you get to Istanbul. I mean, with us, we do have options to look at.
Great. That's
Yeah.
excellent. Okay. Yeah, what's next? Do you have another? Oh, F1? Is that the
Ooh,
thing?
yeah, F1,
Okay.
I do. Okay, let me share my screen one more time. 1 second here. I know I keep jumping back and forth. Sorry.
It's good.
And 1 second. Here we go. Now, I know that the slide or this video says May 2025, and that is because we were there. We were there this past year, this
Right.
past couple months ago, and we were the only guest carrying vessel allowed to dock there. As you can see from this image here,
Wow.
we were the largest ship, and if you are an F1 fan, a lot of the panos that came across. The race, you would have seen Explora anytime, and then we had banners across the racetrack as well. And good news, we will be there for 2026 as well. However, the dates have changed ever so slightly. It's now moved from end of May to early parts of June. We're not on sale yet, but we will be very, very, very soon.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
exciting. So does it start somewhere and then port in Monaco and then go somewhere else?
Yeah, it does. There are different ways you can look at it. You can sail in from another port, from another journey, leading into the races into Monaco. You can use the ship where the ship is only docked for the 5 nights. That's there. She doesn't move during the race, so she acts like a hotel, but you have all the amenities of a ship. So, even if you were to purchase your race tickets a la carte, hotel a la carte, all those things do add up. Whereas on Explore Journeys, you can be assured that you'll have the food, you've got beverages, you have a place to sleep. And FYI, our fares comes with tickets.
Yeah, that's
which is
amazing.
really great. And then on top of that, I'm going to leverage my knowledge from this year's experience on board. I think it's going to be mimicked again for next year. But we also have retired racers that are on board to do talks and give you the psychology and all of that stuff of the races and
Oh.
various virtual experiences on board, like really cool things. I heard it went off beautifully. And you can kind of see how where the ship is docked. You're within walking distance to the races. I think it's about a 15-minute walk if you wanted to walk, that is. So that's how close we are. And good luck getting that from any hotel. And, on the other side of the races.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Like, I'm not someone who follows F1, but I think this would be a once in a lifetime experience.
Yeah. No, it's great.
Yeah.
And we're thrilled to be partners with them. And if you watch the races, not just in Monaco, but say in Silverstone or Vegas, Miami, things like that, you will start to see a lot of Explore Journeys logos in play. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, a little plug, we were probably featured in the F1 movie as well. So yeah, we're just right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people contact me.
Uh,
Let's get it
yes.
booked. Um, well, so speaking of that, um, so as a Virtuoso travel advisor, there are
Mhm.
perks for people booking with me other than the human experience, and connection. Can you review those with me?
Absolutely. So I always, I'm going to turn off this share. So I always recommend to book with through an advisor, and you know less. Being a partner with you, being a partner through Virtuoso is massive because you get these additional perks. Sure, let's just talk apples to apples. You could be paying for one of those journeys and paying, let's just say $5,000 for the Caribbean through Explore Journeys or through Jonathan. But what you're going to get from booking through you, Jonathan, is it could be additional journey experience credit. So that's shipboard credit that you can use on board for whatever you need, whether it's a spa or an experience at the chef's kitchen, things like that. Um, Certain dates have what Virtuoso call hosted amenities,
Mm.
hosted dates, Virtuoso voyages. That is much more valuable. Than just $150 per person journey experience credit because you get more out of it. And so those things do vary, and those are on select dates too. So definitely that is just right off the bat already an advantage by booking through you versus through us direct, right?
Right.
On top of that, so that's just our portion. Imagine having to piecemeal air and hotel for pre and post and things like that, or maybe in destination excursions, right? Things like though you have all these amenities, and ideally, if I were a paying guest, I would book through you 1,000%.
Yeah, yeah. So the idea is not that we just book the cruise, but can help you with hotel before the
Hmm.
cruise, after the cruise. My clients who I talked to in the other part of this podcast is she did a couple of nights in Athens and then got off the ship and flew to
Uh-huh.
Cappadocia,
Yeah.
and to see the balloons and all that, and then flew back to Istanbul and spent 2 nights and loved the entire experience. So
Oh, that's great. That's
that's
great.
what we're there
No, it's
for.
it's also, realistically, it's a peace of mind knowing that someone is there to look after you, even if it's virtual, even if they're across the globe, to know that if something were to happen, whether something cancels, you missed a flight, you've decided, hey, I don't want to do this shoreside experience, can you find me something else? Because, whatever the case might be, um, it's nice to know that I have somebody looking out for my best interests. And again, that is another reason why I, even as a supplier in this industry, would work through a travel partner such as yourself.
Right. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
great. Thank you. Um, is there anything else you want to share?
Oh goodness.
Think we've
We have a current promotion. No, today is
Yes.
July 25th. We do
Yes.
have a current promotion that's been extended until the 31st. So we have just maybe 6 days left.
Okay.
So if you book with us, depending on the category, you're getting a minimum $200 per person journey experience credit on top of virtuoso amenities.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's just in the lead-in accommodation. If you are booking a penthouse category, it's 350 per person. If you're booking an ocean residence accommodation, it's 500 per person. Again, all of that is combinable with virtuoso amenities. So those are some perks. I don't know what the promotion is going into August, but nevertheless, I another thing I do want to highlight is if you are interested, book now. I know I mentioned earlier that we have the space we do, but I'm starting to see our capacity is growing, which is fantastic for a brand new brand. But that also means when capacity goes up, so does the fare. So you might as well lock it in now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe this is kind of a, I think we're almost done, but
Mhm.
like the capacity. So all the ships are fewer than 1,000 people. Is
Oh,
that
far
correct?
fewer.
Yeah.
Yeah, far
Yeah.
fewer. So in fact, Explorer 1 and 2 has 461 suites total. But we carry up to a capacity of 900. That's the maximum. I'm not saying that
Mhm.
we ever want to be at the capacity, but that's the maximum. If you multiply 461 by 2, we can actually hold more. So if you have any clients that want to buy out the whole ship, by all means, we have that
Okay.
capability. Um, Interesting fact, Explorer 3 and 4 will be slightly different than
Hmm.
Explorer 1 and 2 only because they will be LNG powered. So that's liquefied natural gas, which means a larger engine,
Hmm.
and a larger engine means a larger ship.
Okay.
And so they will gross um 10,000 tons larger than Explorer 1 and 2, but we're only carrying 902 guests.
Wow. Okay.
So imagine all that space. What we're going to do is we're going to reduce the number of our lead-in suites, increase the numbers of our larger suites, and we're going to put in there one more owner's residence, which on a on our regular ships, so Explorer 1 and 2, they're 3,000 square feet plus. So we're going to utilize another 3,000 to put in one more owner's residence. So again, just much more space. It's going to be just as beautiful. Um, and that is for Explorer 3 and 4. Five
Wow.
and six
Okay.
to come. 5 and 6 to come. Those are going to be hydro powered. It's going to be really, really cool.
That is exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one thing I always brag about with Explore Journeys is the luxury of space. Um, it's not a small ship. It's not a huge ship, but in as far as ships goes these days, but it's never crowded. Like there are no lines anywhere. There's plenty of seats at the pool in one of the plural pools.
Pools. Yeah.
Because there are multiple
Pools.
amazing pools.
Yeah. No, you're right. We have pools. So unlike most vessels, there's only one pool and maybe like one or two whirlpools. We have four pools and five or six whirlpools. So again, we're trying to spread everything out so that not everyone congregates in the same area. So you can kind of putz around and find your favorite spa, find your favorite bar. There are 18 bars and lounges throughout the vessel, so you can find your favorite bartender if you
Right.
wish. So something I do want to point out, and I don't know if your clients understand CLIA, but they're the cruise line agency it's an association that's government run. And they did announce that a lot of the Baltic regions, a lot of the regions in Scandinavia, things like that, will start to limit um, vessels
Right.
calling there because of the fuel. They want cleaner burning fuel, zero emission, things like that. And a lot of the other ships, the older ships, are not able to accommodate that. So that means your availability to get there is going to be reduced. But with Explorer 3 and 4, LNG powered, they're going to be, we've already planned for this. And then, of
Yeah,
course, with 5 and 6, Explorer 5, Explorer 6, those are going to be hydropowered. So we will be there in the Scandic area. So another opportunity for you to try us out.
absolutely. That's
Hmm.
fantastic. Okay. So obviously we could talk about this all day, I think.
I know, I know.
So, do you have any final thoughts?
Gosh, I don't know. Just, just book through Jonathan. He's
Right.
great. And obviously, I hope you keep us in mind. Explora Journeys, 2 words. And it's a great experience. I do hope that you kind of follow us along, and just consider trying us out now. Even if it's close to home, just give us a try. And I think you're going to notice that there's going to be a huge difference as to what we offer versus what is already in your head with when it comes to cruising.
Absolutely. Yeah, the price tag may be a little more than your basic cruise, but you get so much more,
You get
and
so much
there's no
more.
nickel and diming.
Right, right.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Well, thank you so much. It's great to see
My
you, to
pleasure.
talk to
Thank
you.
you. Thanks for having me. And
All
we'll
right.
see you all soon.
Yes. Thanks again for watching or listening. In case you're listening to this as an audio podcast, it is available on YouTube so that you can see any photos or videos that we share. Just search for the Luxury All-Inclusive Travel Podcast and subscribe there. Also, remember that there are always promotions going on, and when you book with me, you will receive those promotions, as well as any added perks that I am able to add to your booking. And this would also be for the same price as just booking it on your own. So at the very least, you, as a Virtuoso client, you would receive 150 euros per person in Journey Experience credit, which is basically what we normally call an onboard credit. Also, select voyages are part of Virtuoso Voyages, which means that there are enhanced benefits, including the services of a Virtuoso host. Like I said, I can go on and on about Explora Journeys, and I'll only feature companies on this podcast that I really believe in and love. On part two of this episode, coming soon, I'll speak with a client who recently sailed on Explora Journeys in Europe and had a fantastic time. Please like and subscribe and leave a 5-star review so that more people will find out about the podcast. Most importantly, email me at jonathan@pilkingtontravels.com when you are ready to travel. Thank you. See you soon.